It happened, man. It happened. I knew it. I knew it would happen after the whole Sony buying Funimation thing. I knew it happened. Sony the cunt. Frickin' home wrecker. So, those who don't know, today it was just revealed that Funimation has essentially divorced Crunchyroll. So that means no more Funimation on Verve. Some of the shows that Funimation's had on their service that were technically Crunchyrolls, that were just dubs, gonna go to Crunchyroll, and a lot of Crunchyroll shows are gonna lose all the dub shows that Funimation gave them that they had subs for. So overall, pretty dark day for those of us who jumped on that Verve train because it had both the things that we want. My favorite couple got divorced, guys. You know, their happiness was my happiness, but Crunchyroll wants to move on to bigger... Not Crunchyroll, Funimation wants to move on to bigger and better things. And I guess I just gotta live with that. Funimation has officially divorced Crunchyroll, and they're splitting up the kids and all the belongings. I mean, technically there's some good for it, though. Technically. Personally, I'm hurt. I felt like just so melancholy about it because it's just like, oh, now I gotta pay $16 a month for Verve and that. Because at least High Dive is getting on Verve, and that's good. That means that High Dive is going to get more traction, which is always good, because I've been a big supporter of High Dive. I'm just sad that they have to be supported by Crunchyroll, and their partnership doesn't make as much sense as Crunchyroll and Funimation, because they both are known for specific things. But I think that it's good to a certain extent, because High Dive will get publicity. A lot of the shows that High Dive had that were exclusives will now be on Verve for people's watching pleasure, and no one has to take a bet on High Dive, which they've had to do before. And now the risk is gone. Just go to Verve. And Funimation's audience is probably going to stay loyal because, you know, dub fans are dub fans. But it's like, it's good for Funimation, technically. Because, I keep on saying technically, because it really is, because nothing is confirmed yet, but, about how good it is for the company. It's just all hearsay. But, because Sony has invested so much money into it, I guess it would make sense that Sony would say, why are you giving half of your catalog away to another company? And we want you to do subs and dubs, not just dubs. We want you to do both. We want you to be kings of the market. We want to win, because this is Sony. Come on, they want to win. But also, I think that this is going to be... I think this is going to do one or two things. This is either going to benefit Funimation, because they will get the Aniplex shows that usually only go to Netflix or such. And more Aniplex dubs will come out, because Funimation prides themselves on that. Or Funimation's Blu-rays are about to get hella more expensive, and I'm not a fan of that. I refuse to buy Aniplex DVDs because they're so expensive, and if Funimation goes down that road, I'm not about to go down there. But those are the positive pros and cons of that situation. But I think this is just to mix them with Aniplex. Aniplex shows are already showing up on Crunchyroll. Not on Crunchyroll. They've always been on Crunchyroll. Funimation, like Bunny Girl Senpai, and some other Aniplex shows this season, I think. And also Sword Art Online is the other one. Is already on Funimation. So, you know, expansion. There's nothing wrong with that. Do I think that this is probably gonna do good long term? Maybe. It maybe do good long term, because if Funimation grows its own catalog, again, by itself, which it did say that it was gonna dub the same amount of stuff that it would as it did before. At least they're gonna try to. That would mean that there would be competition for licenses again. Because before, it's been Crunchyroll and Funimation have been double teaming shows from Amazon and Netflix, and also inadvertently High Dive. And that's good, because no one liked those services anyway, so they took down the enemy that they needed to take down. But Netflix proved that it wasn't really interested in simulcasts, really. It was more interested in getting its own stuff. It will occasionally pick up one show out of the whole season, but I think both companies were afraid of Netflix taking over in general and taking a bunch of anime each season, and I don't think that they were both fans of that, so they had a common enemy, and Amazon was already on the road for that if their service just wasn't complete garbage. And Sentai Filmworks backed out. But so now Amazon only has the Neotamiya deal and maybe 1 or 2 extra shows a season. So, where's the threat? At any rate, there's no reason for Crunchyroll and Funimation to be together. Technically, everyone benefits. Crunchyroll's gonna be hit, lose about 200 shows, but Crunchyroll's Crunchyroll, they'll recover. Funimation's gonna get hit because a lot of the people who have Verve accounts are not gonna go and follow them into their Funimation, but dub people will find dub people wherever they go. And the landscape, and this is just proof that the landscape is changing. Eventually, I'm pretty sure Crunchyroll and Funimation are gonna start buying more and more shows, and to the point where they're funding those shows. And I think that'll be a good thing, because sequels to shows that never got second seasons. But maybe these studios being separate could build their own separate fan bases in turn, which they already had, but now after they merged, they dispersed, some good can come of it, and at least nothing in the immediate that's coming out is going to be in the dark. This fall season, all the shows that are being dubbed are still going to be dubbed and subbed on Crunchyroll, and there won't be too many changes overall, especially if you have both services. I feel bad for people who only had Verve accounts specifically because of the convenience of it all, and is getting that taken away to get second-tier dubs from Sentai Filmworks. But the world's going to keep going around, and unless Funimation takes a huge hit, I highly doubt Sony's going to make them go back. But it just means we're going back to where we were before. Was it great? No. Was Funimation's site the best? No. But it makes sense. It's a business decision, but it makes sense. It's not the best for the consumer, but business-wise, I could at least respect the decision. But if Sony does something stupid, I will be vehemently angry, because I'm already losing shows that I wanted to get dubbed. I don't know what's going to happen to Rising of the Shield Hero. Is Crunchyroll just going to host it? Because that show was promised a dub, and it's already got its first episode dubbed. It was premiered at Anime Expo. Well, not Anime Expo, Crunchyroll Expo. So, is that just going to be on Crunchyroll? What about Gintama? Is that in licensing hell again? I have no idea. But I'm guessing we just gotta wait and see for those unknown factors. But that doesn't mean I have to like this decision, though. It gives people an excuse to pirate. You know the people. Nino's been on Twitter all day. Like, pirate boys, pirate. And, makes sense. But at least this is why I buy physical media, so nothing gets lost. The things that I love anyway. But I rambled for too long. I'm starting to repeat myself. See you guys next time. And if you're wondering why there isn't an SAO video, not the one I do every week, but my abridged video, if you're here and you're waiting for that, wait a little longer. This week has been insanely busy. It's the second quarter. Got hit with a bunch of stuff, and I've had to do a lot of work. School, man. School hits you like a truck. And see you next time.